great ideas are out there, and you're right, you can be absolutely bombarded with them. I think what you have to do is you have to find the right channel. You know, my agency team, they're really my partners, and I tell this to everybody. If there are ideas out there externally, they really kind of are our first line of defense for hearing these things, because those of us who work on the brand, we try to be open, but we also try to screen. We want to make sure that we keep that brand experience going for all of our fans.
And I mean, I would just add for us, it's an evaluation process regardless of where it originated from. So the first point is it rooted in deep consumer insight? So yes or no. Secondly, is it fulfilling a consumer gap? Is there a hole there that we could fulfill based on this innovation or this solution? And then thirdly, do we have a right to win in that category? I mean, listen, some ideas are amazing, but as a financial services credit card company, probably not. We don't have the right to play there. We don't have the credibility, and it's not a territory we should. So we kind of use a very systematic approach to innovation regardless of where it comes from.
I think it's also important to, well, again, like Benny said, we work very closely with our agency partners. In fact, sometimes you don't know where one ends and the other one begins. See, Graciela is nodding over there. But I think it's very important to have those deep-rooted insights clearly understood and articulated by the team. That is that first line of defense. And it has to be relevant, you know. So we all get caught up in the sparkly stuff, and I love it too. But is it relevant? Is it going to matter to the consumer? We talk about making sure that we integrate all types of new media as appropriate based on consumer behavior and relevancy. So we have to remember that. You know, the same thing is true. We keep talking about big data. Is it big data, or is it smarter ideas through big data, and et cetera, et cetera. But what are the questions we're trying to answer? And so I would say the big ideas are what stories can help satisfy consumers' needs or enrich an experience for them, bring it to life in a way where the brand, you know, they feel good about the brand, and the brand is not necessarily interrupting their lives but enhancing it. So that's how we screen. I think we're open to media companies that will work collaboratively with us and our agencies to drive that. I don't know that anybody tries to own it one way or the other. And because we and our agency work in partnership, there's no feeling, I think, of concern that they had to come to us with the idea. We can do it together.
This has become a bigger challenge, though, these days, with this expectation of real time and everything being in real time and monitoring the conversations and being very of the moment. I think to the earlier points, this idea of you have to use the brand strategy and insights as your North Star to really be the filter of what's worth responding to, what conversations you should be a part of, what you should activate against, and what you should just let go. And so I think that's probably a struggle for all of us, is this filtering of how to be fast and real-time and responsive, but also be guided by your North Star of brand strategy and consumer insights to be relevant, not just real-time.
And I know one thing we've done is just evolved our process. So instead of ideas coming from a media plan or a media strategy, it is involving all of the different partners, whether it's the product development group, whether it is the content development group. We have NBC as a great partner, so we bring them to the table. We bring our agencies and creative agencies, because we can come up with a lot of great ideas, but if we can't execute, it falls apart. And so it's really important to have all of the right people in the room and meet on a regular basis so that we can evolve those ideas and take a look back that, hey, this idea was great, we couldn't execute from a creative standpoint. How do we then, next time around, tweak it, or who else do we need to bring to the table and develop the right content to execute those ideas?